Hi, I'm Raina Linne of Raina Linne Wellness, your muscle testing advisor, life coach, and wellness practitioner. I'm here today to share my experience with muscle testing, my personal experience, and where it has brought me in my life. And hopefully that will inspire anyone who's new to muscle testing, self-muscle testing specifically, or even, people who are already familiar with it, but they're unsure of what to do next. In 2017, I was 25 at the time. I had just finally found the best relationship for me after going through a long period of not having that in my life. I was also a fitness trainer at a gym. I was working through emotional issues that caused me to binge eat, and I would crave sugar, specifically sugar and fat, but mostly sugar. I would gain weight, and because I was a fitness trainer and felt like I had to fit into this, she's a fitness trainer, so you gotta look a certain way, be a certain way, act a certain way, so I would, basically yo-yo diet where I'd lose the weight and then I'd gain it back and lose the weight and gain it back, and it was just exhausting, unsustainable. I didn't like myself at all. I felt like such a hypocrite, but I knew that there was something underneath that was causing it, and I didn't really know how to understand what it was. So one day I watched a Netflix documentary called Emotion, and it really spoke to me because it talked so much about how our emotional life plays into our physical health, and they're completely intertwined, cannot separate them. And I knew that I had such emotional issues and I didn't know what to do. Even though I had tried a few things, I felt like there was more. I did a lot of emotional freedom technique before that, and I know that it helped. But there was a point where I was like, how much is actually left? What have I actually gotten out? How much healing do I have left until I can start feeling and seeing progress? I felt really inspired by several of the people that were interviewed, but one of them in particular just immediately jumped out at me, and I said, I gotta look this guy up. So his name is Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he is the inventor of the emotion code and the body code. But the emotion code is all about releasing trapped emotions that are stuck in your etheric body, that have been stuck there for any length of time, from before birth to, just happened a few minutes ago, or right now. And I thought it was so profound, and I knew immediately that that was what I needed. So I, got the book called The Emotion Code, and this was my first very direct experience with muscle testing. And so just real briefly, the Emotion Code, what it is you use muscle testing, whether it's through someone else or you can do self-muscle testing. You discover what trapped emotions you have. There's a chart that has 2 columns and 6 rows. And you use muscle testing to figure out, okay, do I have a trapped emotion? You get a yes or no answer. If it's a yes, you find out which of the 60 different trapped emotions are on the chart using deduction, using your muscle testing to figure out which one it is. And then you release it with either a magnet over your governing meridian. You can even use your hand. That's how I actually do it now. I've not used a magnet in a very long time because we are magnetic beings. And it's actually super empowering when you just use your own hands to heal yourself. It's really beautiful. And chiropractic care has used muscle testing now, applied kinesiology as it's known medically. Applied kinesiology for a long time to diagnose nutritional deficiencies. What is this, where on this person's body do I actually need to do first, or all sorts of stuff. It's quite an amazing technique. So chiropractic has used applied kinesiology or muscle testing for a long time, and that Dr. Bradley Nelson, that was his previous experience, or what he was using it alongside of. So I became immediately enthralled with the notion that I could ask my body, ask my subconscious mind what it is that I needed and what it is that I needed to release in order to feel better. That amazed me. I thought it was a miracle. And I was so happy to know about it. And I thought, this is it. This is the tool that I need to master. Because I could interface with my own body to discover, through yes or no answers only, but you could discover who you really are, what makes you tick, and what is your best route to your own happiness and health. Over the course of 2 years, I practiced, and I practiced, and I practiced, and I practiced, and practiced, and practiced. I used the emotion code primarily, and I also got very intimately used to the body code, which is another system that Dr. Bradley Nelson discovered and came up with. It's awesome, amazing app. Help you discover all types of imbalances, from energetic to misalignments, nutrition and lifestyle imbalances, pathogens, systemic issues, toxins. It's wonderful, and actually one of the biggest reasons why I am where I am today. So, the many low frequencies and imbalances of the physical and the astral and the mental bodies, there was this shift that I started going through, that I actually really wanted to know what I was here to do. I used muscle testing to find out who my guides were, my spiritual guides or etheric team, also known as your Ascension Council. I like to call it my Ascension Council. And I discovered this whole inner life beyond just my emotions. That was this key to unlocking my higher purpose. So I used it to make life choices that were in alignment with my highest good, and that's where I've found muscle testing to be of the greatest value for me, is making choices that are in alignment with my highest good and with the highest good of all. That's synonymous. So now when I use muscle testing with clients, it is in service to orient them precisely in the right direction, whatever that may be. And I find it to be incredibly well paired with the Gene Key, Golden Path, because it helps you to detect and to embrace your shadow patterns when they're coming up, and it also helps you to navigate the Golden Path very specifically, because it's not exactly a linear path, it's holographic. So you can go through multiple spheres at once, and you can see how they interact between each other, and using experiences in real time in your real life, seeing where they're showing up in your holographic chart. The whole point is to transform the shadows so that your gifts become activated. And then I also use muscle testing for healing people over any distance. It's one of the coolest things that I've ever been able to do in my life, and it is such an honor to do distance healing using muscle testing and connecting with whoever I'm healing, wherever they are. So, in essence, muscle testing radically changed my life, and it really taught me what was possible for me. And I encourage anyone who's interested or is already practicing self-muscle testing, I urge you to continue on this path if it's something that calls to you, because it's so practical. It's very practical and efficient, and it creates momentum within your spirit, and it helps you to align your vehicle with your higher purpose. It has deepened my life purpose and my spirituality more than I can even begin to say. And you know, if there's any tool that I know of that can help people through life challenges and through creating whatever type of life is truly meant for them, muscle testing is my favorite tool. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel because there's going to be a lot more videos on muscle testing. Love to you all. Namaste.